Hi students, very good morning to you all. Today we are going to see a topic called the Copen Anthem. This topic was written in 1904 by O. Henry. The Copen the Anthem introduces the reader to Soapy, a former prison inmate struggling to find his footing as a free man. This story takes place at the turn of the 20th century during what was known as a progressive era. O. Henry was one of many pen names used by American writer William Sidney Porter. The Copen the Anthem contains elements of irony and humor as well as lessons about the social class and the definition of freedom. And this topic has been adapted into various skits, plays, and even movies throughout the years. In 1917, a silent, black and white short film based on the story debuted as a fifth release in the Broadway star O. Henry's series. So this is a little about the introduction about the author and the topic. The Copen Anthem opens as New York City brasses for winter. Unhoused inhabitants like Soapy are worried about where they will sleep on those bitterly cold nights. Soapy dreams of going back to the prison in his winter home. He would prefer prison to the nearby shelter, which would involve indignities such as forcing Soapy to wash his body and to take rest. So Soapy decides to gain the attention of a cop and hopefully be carried off to prison. His first attempt will involving eating at the fancy restaurant and skipping out on the bill. However, the restaurant employees deny him entry due to his old shoes and torn clothes, and he next throws a stone through the glass windows of a shop, but because he stands there smiling as open to running away. The police officer who arrives doesn't believe he is a culprit. Instead, the cop pursues a man running down the street. Then Soapy next spots another restaurant that is less fancy than the first and successfully gets a table, orders, and eats a full meal. Upon taking his final bite, he tells the waiter that he has no money and advises to summon the police. The waiter merely tosses Soapy out into the street. Soapy then spots a woman standing alone on the street. He approaches her, hoping to make her feel uncomfortable enough to request a cop's assistance. So, however, the Soapy's surprise and dismay happens. So it is only once the two have walked out of the police officer's view that the Soapy tears away from the woman and runs. So at last Soapy's frustration and despair deepen. He tries to act intoxicated outside of the theater, hoping to get arrested for disorderly conduct, but the police conclude that he is one of those college boys. He then steals another man's umbrella, so baiting him to call the cops, but the fearful man admits that it is not even his umbrella, he took it from the restaurant. So for that reason he apologizes to Soapy and hurriedly ran off. Soapy throws away the umbrella in anger and resigns himself to go home. this moment, Sophie hears a song coming from the church. This song stops Sophie and holds him in place, reminding him of when he had such things as mothers and flowers and high hopes, and friends and clean thoughts and clean clothes. Inspired, Sophie resolves to turn his life around and dreams of all he will do. Then at last the policeman lays his hand on Sophie's arm, questioning Sophie's motives for lingering in a church. Sophie argues with the police officer and gets arrested. So like that the story closes with the judge sentencing Sophie to 3 months on Blackwell's Island. So like that the Sophie decided to turn back from his evil things. At last he was arrested. So like that the story ends. With this I conclude this topic. Thank you one and all.